I can't find any job.
Rental crisis in the UK. 50 viewers for every available property. Properties going for 10, 20, 30% more than the rental asking price.
Isn't it ironic how we've been in a cost of living crisis really since 2008?
I did over 1,500 job applications, and I still don't have a job.
Ever since the UK cost of living crisis, things never been the same.
When it comes to the United Kingdom and the US economies, the average person today in real terms is poorer, not just in the money that they have, but what they can buy. For decades, we've been told in the United Kingdom and the US, the promise has been that your kids would have a better life than you, would be better off than you, would be more secure, would have more opportunities, would have more freedom. But that dream is broken. Wages are stagnant. If you look at the United Kingdom, for example, wages haven't kept up with housing prices. If they did, the average salary here in the United Kingdom, instead of being 37,000, would be around 78,000. Our public systems here in the United Kingdom in particular, they're crumbling. The ladder, that ladder in terms of getting on in life, well, that ladder's been taken away for so many. When it comes to GDP, people often talk about GDP, especially governments. But GDP is a lie told about averages. A few billionaires here and there skews the numbers. So even in the United States, when it comes to the average person, they're poorer today because billionaires massively skew the numbers. For so many, the systems aren't working. People are falling behind further than ever. They're working harder than ever before. They're under more pressure just to have a life, just to give their kids some opportunity. We're perpetually on a hamster wheel where we vote for different parties. We're not really voting for real change. We're not voting for a change of system. We're just voting for a different form of management. And it's getting to the point where for so many, enough is enough. But without change, nothing changes if nothing changes.
This system really is designed to keep you working your off until the day you die and have as little as possible. And that's because money really is broken. Truth is, the government can print money whenever the hell they want to. And they do. Take COVID, just after lockdowns, more money was printed in the UK than has ever been printed in the history of time in this country. But even before COVID and lockdowns, the interest rate target was 2% every year. And that 2% is based on the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, which is basically a basket of goods that's put together by, you guessed it, the government. And this is a basket of goods, just a few things, I don't know, energy, housing, that sort of thing. They're put into a basket, which is the average person. And obviously this can be changed, which means that they can, to a certain degree, manipulate inflation rates. So the true inflation rate, forgetting COVID beforehand, was estimated to be around 10%. Obviously now it is 10%, so God knows what it actually is. What that actually means to you is that you need to get a 10% pay rise every single year at your job, which you obviously don't, just to keep up with the cost of living. Or if you own your own business, you need to earn 10% more in revenue just in the top line every single year, which is pretty much impossible for a business to sustain over a long period of time. Keeping money in your bank account or buying a house, which even houses, people talk about the value of the house going up over time, making them wealthy, but that's not the value of the house going up, is it? It's actually the value of money going down over time. So it's artificially making it look like the house is worth more money. That being said, the only way that you can keep the value of your money over time is to buy things that go up in value, assets.
You know what really sucks? Is not being able to have a single plan on a Friday night because of the fact that you literally cannot leave the house without blinking and spending a fucking £100. Like, how has Scotland got so expensive? Like, not just Scotland, the whole of the UK. It's an absolute shit show how expensive it is out there at the moment. Like, you used to be able to, when you were younger, like, maybe go out with like 30 quid, it'd be a cheap night out, but you maybe get a taxi, you get some drinks, maybe get into a club. But now, like, you'd be lucky if you got 2 drinks with that. Like, extortionate. And not just like going out to drink, like I'd like plans doing anything, but I can't because everything costs so much money. Like even getting a takeaway and like free stuff, the only real free stuff you can do now is like going out to look at things, but the weather shit, like it's so mental that everything in the UK right now is so overpriced. And the fact that like the wages aren't really going up that much, but like taxes, national insurances, petrol prices are, energy prices are, it's mental.
In the UK, isn't it disgusting that if you want to buy healthy food, if you want to buy healthy meals, lots of fruit and veg, you've got to be prepared to pay double for everything. Okay, you've got to be prepared to pay out the for your weekly shopping. You could, however, go and get loads of shit from the freezer, loads of processed crap, and literally quarter your food shopping bill. Which is the easier option, and most people have to take that option due to the fact that the healthy stuff is so expensive. And they encourage us to feed our kids healthy. They encourage us to, you know, eat lots of fruit and veg, 5 a day and all that. Well, some people can't afford to, can they? Because the prices are going higher and higher every time you walk in a shop. And please believe me, I'm not knocking anyone that, you know, does buy and fill their freezer up with stuff for their kids. I'm not knocking you at all. This isn't what the video is about, because needs must in some people's lives. But I still think if the prices wasn't so high, more people would be open to making wholesome, healthy, home-cooked meals. But they can't afford it because it's so expensive. I mean, me personally, do you know what? I put the food shop before anything else. You know, my wages go, my husband pays the bills, my wages go on food. So I'm going to buy what I want when I want at the end of the day. Yes, if it leaves me skint, that's the way it is. I'm skint for the rest of the fucking week. So what? As long as my bills are paid and my fridge is filled, that's the most important thing to me, so that my kids can, you know, as always got something on hand. And again, I'm not knocking people that aren't in a position to do that. If anything, I'm supporting them people by saying if they made the prices cheaper, life wouldn't be so difficult for some people out there.
What is the best way for us to protect us families from what is probably about to happen, because everybody can feel it and everybody can sense that something is going on and something big is about to happen? Why have we got such a shit government? I mean, I know we've always had shit governments as such in the last 10 years. Has this country had it? Do we have to move abroad now? Should we move to Portugal? Property, that's had its... Who, in the right mind, at the moment, is going to go out and buy an house? Even if you buy a house, they could take it off you anyway. So it's probably not worth having a house. You're probably best off renting, not having a thing. And then if you don't pay your bills, or you can't afford your council tax, or you can't afford your TV licence, what are they going to take off you? What can they take off you? We'll take your house off you. Not got one. We'll take your car off you. Yeah, not got one. You know why? Because we can't afford them. That's why. You could have the clothes off my back. I own these. But soon we'll be renting clothes because we won't be able to afford them. But it's scary. It's massively scary, and I don't know whether it's the news that's making people feel scared. You know, I mean, the news are great at that. The news are fantastic at making people feel like shit. They've always been good at it. So I don't know whether it's just the news that's doing another round of making people feel like shit. Please tell us what is going on with the world at the moment and what is the best way to get out of it.
You see this country, they call it Great Britain. It's not great. I was born here. I'm proud to be born in London, but I'm not proud of Great Britain because it's not great. 95% of people who live in the United Kingdom are just paying their bills and they're struggling. All they do is work paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to pay bills. The UK conquered nearly 40, 50, 60% of the whole world. They went and conquered it all and came back and brought all the riches back here. And this means to me, the UK are masters at controlling, manipulating and cheating people, in my opinion, right? And that's what they've done to the masses. The 95% of us, The system, the banking system, the education system, the tax system is against us. It's like we are the population of the UK, but we're conquered as well. They conquer us as well, right? Do you know because I'm a landlord, I have bills coming now from 5 years ago of council tax for vacant periods of properties that I had that were vacant, and they're sending bailiffs to get council tax bills that were in vacant period when tenants were not there or tenants didn't register in my properties, and they're chasing 5 years ago and sending bailiffs to houses, some of my houses. This is the state of the country. UK is rich because they're the best at collecting taxes and manipulating, in my opinion. This is not a hate video, this is a truthful video from my heart. The UK is absolutely broken. Over 150 people I've spoken to over the phone. When they say to me, how are you? Look at this system. I say, it's broken Britain. And not one person in the UK, Wales, Scotland has said it's not broken. 150 people, they all said, no one has said, what are you talking about, Mr. Patel? It's not broken. I'm doing really well. Straight away, they say, we agree with you. It's broken Britain. Really sad situation. End of the day, you have to be very selfish and think of yourself. And you can only beat the system if you're part of the system and you take advantage of their loopholes. Bye. Love you all. Leave it in the comments. Never